Chapter 39 pairs with Chapter 38. We've had the big deal that we won with an extra $10 million coming into the plant from the deal they were able to sign with the Jangler after Johnny Johns and Dick Paschke went out and found this great opportunity to make money off of all the extra capacity that we've uncovered by following the theory of constraints through the first 37 chapters of the book. Just as in earlier chapters, if you remember in chapter 24, they all of a sudden have the concern about the wandering constraint that Stacy highlights after they've made some of their early improvements. Chapter 39 is going to be a story of how does the company digest this deal? How does the snake eat this? How does the anaconda eat this deer now that it has brought in a big deal? So as the plant chews through the new business that Rogo's aggressive bid brought in, they encounter new challenges. Systems that had worked before with less volume now struggle to convert the orders into throughput. Processes have to be updated. Inventory wobbled through the plant. Too much of the things that weren't needed were being made, and too little of items that now became essential were not being made. Rogo reflects on his pursuit of the business and realizes that the challenges they face now could have been anticipated. Once a system is mapped and the constraints are known, then that same map can be used to model what is needed in the future. So the big quote that I've always liked from this chapter, and I've seen many MBA professors highlight, is Rogo looks to Donovan and says, hey, we're reacting rather than planning. And that really is true. So if you think of all the documentation that has gone into getting the plant to where it is today, mapping out the constraints, all of that Ralph Nakamura data analysis to be able to understand where the throughputs are, how much inventory is needed at each step, all of those modeling activities could have been used to simulate, hey, if you land a big deal like this, now rather than just have these kind of ad hoc rules or Kanban cards or whatever their method may be to pull production and productivity through the plant, they could have used all that modeling capability to make sure that they were going to address the customer's needs accurately. This has been something I've lived personally quite a bit. We will often use FMEAs or things like a HACCP plan around product quality as kind of a pre-audit to plan how a customer is going to receive a good once it's been ordered. So again, this is a great chapter. It's not, again, it could be read quickly right after reading 38 because the two of them go together quite nicely. We are really on the downslope. This is our penultimate chapter, the next to last chapter. There are a lot of great quotes in these final chapters, really starting from 32 on. It's very clear that in Goldratt's mind, having gone through the writing of the book and then having taken us, the reader, on this educational journey with the Socratic method through Rogo's eyes, he really starts to put together some sentences and some lines that are just chock full of information that make great quotes, kind of things that you'll find yourself saying to coworkers later. Another favorite is, he says, if the upstream resources don't have spare capacity, we won't be able to utilize even one single resource to the maximum. Starvation will preclude it. So, a system here has to be fed at all points in order to achieve its goals. The whole chapter takes place in one location. It's all in the plant. There is no other place that they go to. It is the usual cast and characters that have been working with Rogo in the plant all throughout. You've got Bob Donovan now taking over in that role of plant manager, and Rogo's doing a good job of staying out of his way, much like how he had reflected on Peach staying out of his way and being a fan of delegation earlier when they had worked together. It's a great chapter. You'll love it. Go out, read the full book, listen to the audio book. Every day that you have where you can work the theory of constraints into your approach to life, you get the chance to make your world and the whole world around you a little bit better.